Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thronebreaker. I'm your host, Daylight Savings Time Runner. Oh my god, this really is kicking my ass this week. I am not handling it all that well. Holy crap. But I'm here. Extremely late, but I'm here. Before we get into anything else, I want to talk about this game. Because you know what this game is? This game is a game that this is a problem I run into very rarely when it comes to my show, because I always like to look into behind the scenes and makings of, and just get some background info on a game. Even with a game that I don't know or I've never played, I try to do that. This game has basically no background info. It's a Gwen story arc, and there's like you should see the Wikipedia page for this game. It's hysterical. But one of the factoids that I am aware of for this game is that it's sold incredibly poorly. I've been trying to figure out why that is. And it's actually kind of discouraging. So, first thing that occurred to me is the obvious. People don't want something that branches out or tries something new. Now, that actually amuses me considering how often I hear people praise a specific game which isn't otherwise all that good, specifically because it is a unique game. But ignoring that, the harsh reality is that unique games tend to not sell all that well, like it or not. Instead, what people want is, Cyberpunk. They want Witcher 3 again, right? I mean, Witcher 3 itself has sold stupidly well. And at least that one deserves to. But yeah, we've got some niche problems going on here. I've actually been following the development of this game since it was announced. No, I know exactly what this game is, Twitter. I've been following the development of this game since it was first announced, because the idea of, and I talked about this on my stream when it was announced, the idea of a single-player campaign-focused card game actually appealed to me a great deal. One of the comments I made at the time is that, I wish that more RPGs would use something other than combat for the combat elements of the game. You may remember me saying that, and you probably don't. And so the idea of them focusing on card stuff in order to fill out the combat element of the game was like, yes, I'm with it. We should do more things like this. Shrug. I do know one person personally who's actually a fan of the Witcher series, who specifically has refused to play this game for one and only one reason. It's a card game, and he doesn't like card games. I don't know how many other people have that attitude, but it's just interesting to think about. Speaking of this game not selling well, I want to share something. $271 were put towards this run. Now, that probably sounds like a lot. Banjo-Kazooie had 359. Battlefield Gothic 2 had 350. Link's Awakening, which we'll be doing next, is 366. Before the Storm had 390. The GTA Lauren had 389. You may be noticing a trend here. This is one of the least funded runs I've ever done, which has the most interest in it. This has always been kind of an outlier with regards to with the funding system we've had, and it has stayed that way pretty much from the get-go. Lots of people have put very little money towards this run. I don't know what that says. It's just interesting to think about. So allow me to say gratitude and thank you to Huthor, Overseer USA, Nerozaz, Vitamine G, I Am Coldfire, Jon Snow 2015, Uchiha Daisuke, Vigilant, Tizara, Hediori, Sinister Wing 25, Adam Ciuta, KDE Negodai, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton, Ginobili 907, Corrales, Darth Tyrant, Larian, Arinaru, Taitu Dezu, Sonashi, Loxi, Mr. Botland, David Walensky, Pwaka 88, Linkensky, Platty McBear, The Lokes, Hazardous Materials 316, Elizar Kozik, Jinja Ninja 1, and Caspian 73. That is a lot of people. That is a large damned list. That is, in fact, 32 people who have put interest into this run, which isn't the most, but only by a little bit. Actually, let me check my records here really quick, because I could tell you that. Mm-hmm. So, for example, more people have put money towards this run than they did to Warcraft 3 Reforged, or Jedi Fallen Order, or, let's see here, Doom Eternal. Outer Worlds beats it, and Cyberpunk beats it. And it looks like that's it. So this is the third most interested run ever, as far as number of people. By the way, for a bit of contrast, Outer Worlds, which beats it, has $329, and Cyberpunk, which is our most funded, most interested run ever, is at $378. That's 48, by the way. Anyways, just factoids. I don't know. I find that fascinating, and I always have. Moving on. Thank you, everyone, for funding the show and helping to keep this going. So we're playing on easy. I'm just gonna get that out of the way right up front. Easy allows you to skip combat. And that's pretty much why we're playing on easy. I also suck at Gwent. It's the other reason we're playing on easy. Wasn't impressed with the options menu. We don't even have a subtitles thing, so... yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, hey. We can turn off mute in background. Oh, that's better. Okay. So let's just jump into this, because this is a long game, and I still have to play this and Link's Awakening before next Friday. Super easy.
The year 1267. War hung in the air, its scent palpable. The mighty empire of Nilfgaard stood poised, greedily eyeing the northern realms just across the Yaruga. In light of the threat, the realm sovereigns met in summit. They made declarations, pledged fraternal assistance, forged alliances, and then, in good spirits, dispersed. Among them, Neve, queen of the twin realms Lyria and Rivia. Know the name? Heard her beauty extolled? Justly so. Remarkable she was. Not for her graceful exterior, but for her persistence and courage. Where was I? As the queen and her retinue neared her capital, Count Caldwell appeared. In Neve's absence, the Count was to have helped her son, the youthful Prince Willem, run the Twin Kingdoms. Caldwell had clearly ridden hard. Drops of perspiration dangled from his whiskers, his neck red and chafed from a ruff, starched stiff.
Hail, Your Majesty. Delighted to see you in good health. The summit, it ended fruitfully, I hope?
Yes, at its end, letters were exchanged, documents signed. Paper. Time will tell of what value. That will suffice as cordialities go, Caldwell. Tell me what's happened, for I sincerely doubt sheer longing prompted you to ride out.
Indeed, Your Grace. Another circumstance inspired me to do so. The strays of Sparla, the bandits, I was to tend to during Your Grace's absence. The situation's gotten out of hand, I fear.
Then you must suffer. There we go, he's dead.
I deliberated. Wasn't at all certain in giving you the task. I knew you to be an equally good strategist as I am a shepherdess. So my intuition said no. Yet Reynard interceded on your behalf. Your Grace, they're common bandits, while the Count will have a host of men-at-arms to command. Next time, I shall trust my gut. All right, speak. What has happened? Be precise.
As Your Grace ordained, I set out and was nipping at the bandits' tails for long. We pursued for weeks, until scouts returned, having sighted the strays' camp in the forest near Lokeren. We waited for nightfall to surprise them as they slept. Alas, it proved a ruse. We found the tents empty, straw-stuffed dummies round the fire. Soon, we learned that as we waited for the sunset, the strays had snuck away, rounded our positions and ridden to Hawksburn.
I beg your pardon, my lord. The tax collectors. That is where they station.
So the gold? All of it?
It's stolen, Your Grace. But I shall do all in my power to recover it. This I vow. If it be Your Grace's wish.
After weeks in the saddle, your Grace's wishes are modest. A hot bath and a night's sleep in her own bed. Yet, they shall have to wait. I must look personally to this matter. Your force, Caldwell, I will now command. You... send a herald to Hawksburn. They must prepare for the Queen's arrival. Air the rooms, dust off the porcelain. Make certain they do it. Do you see now, Reynard? I believe I foretold it would be thus. My son wasn't ready in the least to rule an entire country.
I confess, Prince Willem has much to learn yet.
Yes. And very little time.
You know, I don't think I've ever played any of the King's Bounties. I was just thinking about that.
Thought it were bandits riding in.
Milka. They stretched her over a fire till she told them where she buried her gold.
Maybe that's why it didn't sell well, Luthor. I don't know. Like, admittedly, I don't have a good answer for why this game didn't sell well. It's something I've been puzzling on for a while. I mean, the obvious answer is niche. But niche games can sell well. They just don't always. And with the star power of CD Projekt Red behind it, I figure they would. But whatever. Well, let me talk to this NPC, Dakota. Attention, NPC! Speaketh unto me, and lo, the story I shall... Yeah, dude, what do you want from me, dude? Or do you mean continue speaking to this lady?
Rather die than tell him she would. But I know where she kept it. Sit tight. Sketch it out for you.
I now have a treasure map.
The strays, they're called, Your Majesty, because they bite something nasty and bay as if by the moon possessed.
Yeah, I'm not sure how well Hearthstone is selling these days.
The strays, they're called, Your Majesty.
Okay, there's the repeat.
Nasty and bay as if by the moon possessed.
So, they be crazy, yo, is what I just heard. I mean, we had Hearthstone, we had that Elder Scrolls one, which actually was my favorite of the card games, consequently. There were several lesser-known ones that popped up, which were anime-based, which I can't remember the names of, please forgive me, but I've actually played several of them. There's Hearthstone itself, Magic the Gathering recently jumped in, again, I should say, because they already had the Planescape games, which were kind of crap. Artifacts, which died horribly. Come on. Okay. Oh yeah, there's also Scrolls, which kind of died horribly too.
thought it were bandits riding in.
Oh yeah, there's also the Lord of the Rings one. Which, is that even, did that even come out? What I'm trying to say is that Hearthstone, a lot of people tried to emulate Hearthstone's success, but only one of them really caught my attention. I already mentioned it. That was the Elder Scrolls one. Your Majesty, it seems someone's felled an old oak, which now blocks the road. So we can spend coin and lumber, or people and lumber. Let's spend a person. Oh my god, Nero says, yes, I know! Jesus Christ! I already talked to them until she looped. She gave me the map, which is why I went over here and got the chest. By the way, I'm extremely irritable today. I'm just gonna go ahead and preface with that.
Count Caldwell rode at the column's head, scanning its flanks with a wary eye that, despite his advanced age, proved very sharp indeed.
Your Majesty! Bandits! There! At the tree line!
The Count's footmen, unaccustomed to escorting their queen, sought to shield her with their bodies and assumed a tight formation to do so. They were promptly knocked aside as Meade charged headlong at the bandits, brandishing her blade and bellowing a ferocious cry.
Attack! Charge!
She was convinced the bandits would flee to cover in the forest upon realizing their grave mistake. After all, no ordinary bandit would dare attack a retinue of the queen. Yet the strays were a different breed. Unique cards will appear in this battle. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Time to play Gwent and suck at it. We only have 2 rows right now.
To attack the Queen? An outrage!
What movie is that where some random bandit dude kills the king, like with a bow and arrow, and he's so excited, hey, I just killed the king! I just killed the king! Ah. It's a movie.
Your Grace, the men await. You must lead to begin the attack.
Okay, so I am actually rather liking the animated card. I have to say it's singularly because we only have the one animated card, but that's actually kind of neat. And of course the battlefield. This feels like Unity. Is this Unity? What do we got? Oh, that was a good episode, Prometheus.
Salt of the earth, they are, Your Grace. They'd follow you into fire. You need simply say the word.
I do... Okay.
I shall teach you to respect the crown, you dogs!
We'll catch 'em all!
Okay, it's not letting me end the turn, which is actually my first thought. So I suppose we'll do this instead.
Lyria!
Look out! Seek cover! We are bombarded!
Yeah, no, we have to play. Alright, whatever.
A lesson in humility coming now.
This harvest.
The strays took tail and run. Yes! Our victory is assured! Sound the horns! May they sing praises of this triumph for ages!
Battle's not yet done. It is better to conserve our strength, prepare for a strike that will prove decisive. Battle formation! Protect the Queen!
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
One boat's all I need. Give me a target. Arbalist to your command.
The chase is on!
Armor won't, sir.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
I congratulate you on your latest victory, Your Grace. The bandits stood not a chance.
Spoilers, God.
Matters seem indeed to have gotten out of hand, to put it mildly.
Meve said, arms crossed atop her shining breastplate.
They've grown bold. Doubtless after the raid on the manor, the tax collectors. I've not heard of an ambush on the high road afore.
Caldwell explained, avoiding his liege's wrathful gaze.
Enough, Caldwell. We must put things right. Come!
The Queen's retinue set out, cavalry in front, infantry and arbalists close behind, and, following in the rear, the bandits, bound in chains.
Hello, Ardeth.
I do adore this prospect.
Yes. Lyria, the Pearl of the North. with its hills and dales. Why, its beauty matched only by that of its queen.
After 3 weeks in the saddle, I've my doubts, Count. We shall pitch camp here. Our soldiers need respite. A spell of it they deserve.
I mean, do we have to? We could force march them and get them all killed. Fine. This is why we need to have undead minions. We have gained access to a map. Okay, so these are the cards we can make in the middle. These are the cards we have, apparently. Minimum of 20 fee, maximum is the recruit cap. You need recruits! We need people to make troops? Damn. There it is. Good morning, Golvag. Haven't seen you in a while. What's up? We only want premium cards. Wow. Oh yeah, Volmy Games. Yeah, so I mean, this is the kind of thing we've seen for a while since MTG, but they show what it does, and they show what those things specifically mean. It highlights and bolds the specific keywords, I think is what that system is called. Then there's a little lore tidbit, there's a picture, says how many we have, says what his attack is. I'm not sure what the 15 is, and it says the illustration. Lots of sword options, which is good. Okay. Stuff like this is why I'm looking into getting a larger monitor. That is trying to go a little easy on my eyes, you know?
bit of respite, Reynard?
Yes. But if you've any new orders, Your Grace, I can be ready at any...
At ease, Reynard. At ease. Alas, I've come to fear Villain might simply not be cut out to be a king, let alone a good one.
A harsh judgment, Your Grace. Let's not be hasty. The prince is but 16 summers to him.
And is thus fully grown. The crown he should be able to bear at his age. Yet I left the land in his care for but a few months, and look what's become of it. Bandits roam and loot unchecked.
We might yet learn of mitigating circumstances. Events beyond his control.
Would that it were so, Reynard. Would that it were so. Elsewise, we must hope Ansaeus will demonstrate more wit than his brother. Though I see little chance of that, either.
I mean, I know I was ruling half the world when I was 16. Wasn't everyone?
Don't you find it wearisome sitting alone? Wouldn't you prefer another's company? Swapping tales with the innkeep, even?
Your concern I most appreciate, Your Grace. But I prefer silence.
Has it always been thus with you? Ever a man apart?
Quite the contrary, Your Grace. As a youth, I gloried in company, delighted in conversation.
So what was it that changed you?
That delight nearly cost me my head. But do you truly not know the tale, milady? How I came to be your departed husband's aide?
I don't, but would gladly hear it.
I had but 20 winters behind me when I enlisted. Yet I was granted the rank of lieutenant from the start, not by merit, but by birth. The respect of veteran officers, both my peers and seniors, that they could not grant. Nor did I deserve it. To earn that respect became my driving aim. And to seem wise beyond my years, I began spouting off about the king's decisions. This maneuver Reginald botched, that he failed to think through, and yet elsewhere he'd blundered like a schoolboy.
Well, a brilliant strategist Reginald was not. They dubbed him the courageous, not the cunning, for good reason, I dare say.
It was not long before I was clanking about in shackles. Another officer had reported me. I was charged with lèse-majesté. The court-martial took but a quarter of an hour to deliver verdict and sentence. I was guilty of treason, and the noose awaited me. But Reginald first stayed the execution, then ordered that I repeat every word I'd uttered about his person or deeds. Soaked with sweat, my voice cracking, I did as he ordained. Reginald listened, raptly and silently. And when I'd finished, he declared I was right. He then appointed me his personal aide. A clever lad like you, I can always use at my side.
Indeed. Though hardly sharp himself, wisdom in others Reginald both recognized and heeded.
It was then I swore two things. Firstly, never again to wag my tongue like a fool. Secondly, never to betray his trust.
And you never did. Know what he told me moments before he passed? Trust none of them, Meve, save Reynard. The old sod was right about that, at least. I thank you for sharing that tale, Reynard. Truly. It's time I attended to other matters.
I should go. I'm not sure exactly when this is relative to the stories of the Witcher series. I do know that this happens during the course of one of the books. Don't ask me which one. Yeah, I know this is during one of the Nilfgaardian invasions. Not the one that's happening during Witcher 3, obviously. Hey, Cord.
Is this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road, and in broad daylight, no less? Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden. They told me, Lyria's a wild land, lawless, chaotic, a damn disgrace. Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden.
I mean, you all know that I am very pro Nilfgaard.
Mercy. Whatever is this filth?
Necrophages. Drawn here by blood scent.
For such vile monstrosities to prowl the high roads of my realm. I won't allow it. Attack!
I understand, Cord. I know you got RL stuff going on. So, people are dead. Go.
Fogging broad daylight. With the heat positively sweltering. Have we to do...
Whoops. Sorry. Hi, Baron. Bye, Baron.
Raynard, what is this? Some spectre? A strigger?
I can't be sure, Your Grace. It's the first I've seen of any such... thing.
It's a good thing we don't know anything about creatures. That's what witchers are for, after all.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
These carrion eaters. I know them. Appeared on my estate last spring, enticed by the corpses of those of my sheep that fell. Harmless at first. Until, that is, they fill their guts. Seemed to become quite powerful then.
Okay, fine, fine.
Fearsome they look, true. But they bleed just as we do. Onward! Slay the filth!
But no, I don't want to... I've won! Why do I have to play the card? Thank you very much, Ardeth. Very much appreciate the sub, as always. Thank you, sir. If you know where you want to put that one, as far as increasing priority, please let me know. I shall jot it down. H5. I suppose I just realized I'm being negligent in my duty. So the positives that I'm debating right now, the voice acting is, and the voice acting text syncing, and the quantity of voice acting. Sound design. Yes, I do, Baron. Like, I've noticed a lot of the cutscenes, which of course don't actually have full CGI stuff, they're basically audio files, nevertheless have good sound design and how they're constructed, so that's good. And doodad placement and design on the overworld. I'm debating all those because we're not that far into the game, obviously. The gameplay positive is actually the graphical style and presentation of the game board map as well as the cards. Now can I pass and win?
So fortunate we routed the beasts before they had a chance to gorge.
No, we're still in tutorial land.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Your Grace, yet more come.
They fill their bellies, ma'am. This doesn't bode well. Oh no, not well at all.
Yeah, we're fine.
One goal.
Horses. Strong as steers they've grown. And they show no fear.
Frenzied, my lady. It's bloodlust. They lose all instinct to survive, feel no pain whatever. I've witnessed this before.
Your Majesty, we must give ground. Fall back. We can't win. Must minimize our losses.
Okay. Yeah.
My queen, there is no shame in ceding the field when fortunes turn sour.
God, I was wondering why it wasn't letting me keep my cards, just because it had to tutorialize keeping my cards until the next round. Got it.
Victory must be ours now. We shall not retreat. Arms at the ready. Attack! Look there! Yet another abomination.
Ugh, that stench. My salts. Where are my salts?
Give me a time.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Our ballista, your command.
The beasts hadn't a chance against us. Victory is ours.
Gross. Do we have to loot these things? I mean, they're not really pleasant. Oh, that's horrible. I love getting letters of intended for loved ones from the corpses of people who've just been eaten by necrophages.
Many trees we've felled, my lady. Might you have need of them? If so, take whatever your heart desires.
I mean, yeah, I'm the queen.
They call themselves strays? Well, we'll treat them like strays. We build a bridge, brick by brick. A one, a two, the pillar grows thick. To near no bandits here. Not surprising neither, for we'd chase them off with our hatchets, we would. To near no bandits here. Not surprising neither, for we'd chase them off with our hatchets, we would.
Wait a minute, this isn't the Witcherverse. There's no corpses hanging from this tree. For shame. I expect to see corpses hanging from every tree. Yes, all of them. God, that would be horrible, wouldn't it? It's true, I could change that. Uthor? Come hang yourself, quickly. I wonder how that would work in this setting. Like, if a king actually gave you the order to hang yourself.
Lady, the masks they wear. Have you seen them? They fangs, snouts, horns. Like a right proper nightmare.
Well, voice volume is cranked. I could turn everything else... Oh, okay. Maybe I can turn it on. Of course, the audio goes to 11. Well, whatever. I can turn everything else down a bit if that'll help.
Your Majesty, I beg of you, thrash them bandits, please. Scared to step out into me own fields, I am.
Probably not, other lore, but that's because, you know, I don't need the excuse. I mean, probably because I don't need the excuse. Sorry. Kill yourself. Oh, thank God. Ugh.
To raise an hand against the Queen? These hounds hold nothing sacred. Thank you for listening to this tired bag of bones. Folk haven't lent an ear to old Poppy in a long while. Please take this for the road.
Thank you. Uthor, execute him immediately.
Milady, the masks they wear. Have you seen them? They fangs, snouts, horns. Like a right proper nightmare.
Soon, Queen and retinue arrived at Hawksburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
Your Majesty, Count Caldwell.
Stand at ease, Sergeant, and report.
The local peasants we've rounded up in the yard, Your Grace. Expect they might have lent the bandits aid. Yet our courtesy hadn't inspired them. They haven't peeped a word. Might it please Your Grace to summon the hangman? He ties a noose for them, should have them jabbering right quick.
I'll speak to them first.
Your Majesty, for the Queen to question commoners, why, it's simply not proper.
Whom for? I shan't be stripped of crown and titles for it, so no impediment do I see. Lead me to them.
Bow low for your sovereign, Her Majesty, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia.
Have mercy, Your Grace. We bear no guilt, we simple folk.
Well, let's see. Should we be horrifically evil? I did that wrong. I was going to make a joke. I'm so tired. Or we could be, we could try to be nice. You know, that usually works out in the Witcher setting, trying to be a decent person. Ugh. Well, screw it. I don't like being horrifically evil.
Calm your hearts, good folk. Though your queen I may be, you are subjects, not slaves.
Meve extended a hand, the royal ring gleaming upon it. Unfamiliar with protocol, a pleb gripped it firmly and gave it a shake as hearty as a good scrub in the tub.
My, we shall be addressing one another by name afore long.
This is an outrage! Guards! Grab him!
I've all in hand, Caldwell.
Forgive me, Your Grace. I'm not accustomed, no-how.
Nonsense. You've a firm grip, a spry handshake, and a bold spirit I can respect. What do they call you, man?
Helmer, son of Florence.
Delighted, Helmer. Now understand me, man. I am in dire straits and in need of your aid. So please, answer my queries in full and forthrightly. The bandits, whom do they follow?
Him, milady. We've seen him. No name, just an odd title. The Duke of Dogs, they call him.
My, a blue-blood thoroughbred mutt. Where are he and his hounds bound? Did he say?
That recall, Imogen? What do you name? A Gleeton or something?
Clayton. Lord Clayton. His estate lies to the south.
Sound the horns. Have the men form up. We march at once.
Milady, I'll be no higher for the Duke. He's a good man. Gave us proper brass for the welcome we gave him. Shared what grub he had.
Shut it, louts. The Queen's had her say. Your Grace, your orders. What are we to do with them?
Kill them horrifically. I'm thinking we feed him to Caldwell. What do you think? God. I like these options. Whip them, which, as we've discussed many times, is probably going to end in death or worse. Press them into service, or leave them be. Yes, good idea, Huthor. Pletty, tie Huthor up, pour honey over him, and set him next to some fire ants.
The Duke of Dogs fed you, so you've strength enough to carry arms. And as he gave you coin, you've no need of pay from the realm's coffers. Sergeant, all men of 15 summers or more will join our ranks at once. They'll serve 5 years.
No, milady. No, 'tis mere weeks to harvest. Who'll tend to fields?
Meave set off toward Lord Clayton's estate at a gallop, her mount knocking the peasants aside as it kicked up a cloud of dust. The folk of Hawksburn spoke of the royal visit long after, albeit ever behind closed doors and in hushed tones.
Okay, in the interest of fairness, I thought that was like the nicer option. If the game had said, by the way, harvest time is coming up soon, I wouldn't have done that. But whatever, screw them. I mean, they helped bandits, so, you know, screw them. There's a puzzle, a POI, a puzzle, and loot.
What is this, Reynard? Bandits attacking royal tax collectors in broad daylight.
They shall pay dearly, Your Grace.
They shall indeed. And not only they. Rot has crept into Lyria, Reynard. My kingdom has been poorly kept.
We'll help him out. He helped. Hello, Zion Druid. Listen, nobody wants to explore in a video game. That's ridiculous. I'm really debating this. Like, I know I can only know that's a map because of what Nerozas says. Like, but I really want to kill him. Really want to. Okay, fine. Fine. Whatever. God damn it, Nerozas. Stupid, sparing his worthless life. Should have killed him.
That rumble. What is it?
Look out! Rock slide!
What?
Your dedication will be rewarded.
No, I get that this is a puzzle battle, but we're fighting rocks. Thank you very much, Vigilant. Appreciative as always. Thank you. And I've put that towards Tor. Okay, well, our goal is to, win by destroying all the boulders.
The bluff crumbles! Fall back! Save yourselves!
Your Grace, the wagon. We can use it as cover. Forward. We must move it forward.
I must now kill Zalok, Hi, Sovicom. Yeah, I'm pretty out of it, too.
What now?
You're far fewer than I presumed. Summon your comrades, damn it! Chop chop! Before I reach for my whip.
One bolt.
Ha!
Give me a target.
The wagon. Use the wagon now.
We've come through, Reynard. I thank you.
The walls of the temple collapsed. The buttress is doubtless damaged by something.
Or someone. There's naught we can do here. We ride on.
Yes, we gwented the boulders. Sword beats rock. And apparently subs. Thank you, Gobiaga. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very, very much, sir. Very much obliged to the support. Do you know where you'd like to put those subs for increasing priority? But either way, thank you very, very much, sir. I'm not sure why you're subbing to me today. I'm not exactly an entertaining person today, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
A peasant cart, loaded with a heap of hay, came rattling down the road from the opposite direction.
Clear the road!
Bellowed Count Caldwell, standing in his stirrups.
Make way for your queen!
The peasants obediently turned their cart into the roadside nettles. As she passed, Meve glanced towards it and froze. Atop the hay bale lay a badly wounded man gripped by fever. The thick, sweet stench of rot wafted from his bandaged legs.
Gods. Who did this to him?
Meve asked.
Bandits?
Nay, milady,
replied the cartman.
'Twere a beast. Out to the east, down Wetterton way, lies a boneyard, old as the elves, they say.
The peasant continued.
Clayton was setting snares round about there. Came running back to us, drenched in blood, rattling on about a long-haired wench come climbing out a grave. We's taken him to the good sisters of Melitele here on bridge. Perhaps they can help him.
I'm certain they can. And will.
Replied the queen. Though just looking at the wounded wretch, she knew he'd expire before nightfall.
God speed you on your journey.
The queen whistled, and her mare resumed its trot.
Shall I send for a witcher, your grace?
Caldwell asked.
One of those freaks should make short work of the monster.
Until we apprehend the bandits, I shan't allow a single soul to leave our company. Even on such an important mission as finding a Witcher.
Meve replied.
Any who did would be captured at once. But, if fate brings us near Wetterton, perhaps we'll see to this monstrous harridan ourselves.
Your Grace, we've only just fought beasts and scarcely escaped with our lives. This she-beast will take a silver sword. Magic formulae.
Yet a dozen arbalists will have to suffice.
The Queen said, calmly but firmly.
And please, Caldwell, do stiffen your spine a bit. Now onward.
Yes, StarCraft Evolution is my first recommendation for a StarCraft book. I've also heard good things about I, Mengsk, but I haven't read that one myself, so I can't speak to it. And yeah, I've been doing this for a few years, Kobiaga. So, in answer to Vibryson, I'm not hugely into Gwent, but the main reason is because I don't really have the time to get invested in actually building a custom deck. So I never have. The only time I ever really played Gwent legit was during the Gwent tournament, which we actually did on camera.
Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonnie tune that. Just the folk a be on shite.
Actually, quite a few of the StarCraft books are serialized, and those are the ones I don't recommend, because they suck.
Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonnie tune that. Just the folk a be on shite.
But no, the StarCraft books, for the most part, do take the games very much into account, obviously. How much the books are canon to the games is more debatable.
You shall be rewarded.
Gods? You know, I don't know much about the religions of this setting. It just occurred to me.
Melitele watches over us all. Yet you do well to remind her through supplication. There is ever time for prayer, even as war rages all around. Pleased to see ye yearn for the holy word, milady. I'll keep ye in my prayers to the Mother Goddess. Melitele watches over us all, yet...
Well, I know about the Eternal Fire, but that's not a religion. That's a freak show.
Travelling the high road, they heard the bells of a temple to Mother Melitele, situated at some distance. Meve turned towards Reynard.
What have we today? A sacred feast?
Not that I recall, Your Grace.
The Queen's brow darkened, her hands clenched into fists on her reins.
Then they sound the alarm. Follow me.
Stained glass shards glinted in the grass. Bits of down, ripped from quilts, wafted through the air. The priestesses gathered in the yard were seeing to wounded pilgrims, setting toppled, oft beheaded or armless statues back on their feet.
What happened here?
The strays of Spala fell upon us.
Sighed the prioress.
Stole the offerings, the monstrances, holy books. My lady, I implore you, come to our aid, recover what's rightly ours.
Ever clever, Meve's scouts soon discovered the bandits' tracks. They led to some thick hazel groves east of the temple. The perfect place to hide, or to lie in ambush.
It's all come clear now. Sabotage. 'Twas the bandits who weakened the walls.
The good mother warned us. Hard times lie ahead. The good mother warned us. Hard times lie ahead.
Wheel ruts. The strays, no doubt. They must be nearby.
Is that a frickin' drake?
The ravaged statues of the Good Mother, how dare they?
Seems to me the priestesses, not Melitally, shall gain most from my gold. No, a sacrifice we will not afford. But I want morale. And a card fragment. That's what that is.
The ravaged statues of the Good Mother, how dare they?
The bandits had pitched camp in a nearby wood. Spirits buoyed by the wine they'd stolen from the cloister cellar, the brigands had not posted sentries.
Another round! To the sisters!
Neve's soldiers were eager, insistent. The desecrators would be punished. Yet only the Queen could order the assault.
Why would we not kill them?
High time we put these strays on a leash.
Spat the Queen, spurring her horse.
To arms! Follow me!
Tankards clattered to the ground as the strays reached for their weapons. The brigands would not even fathom giving up without a fight.
Yeah, I saw that, Mr. Floyd. I'm curious what they're going to work on.
Surround them!
Can't take it anymore.
I'll relieve you of that pouch. Got a death wish?
Give me a time.
Stick 'em up! High as the clouds! Now! Regroup! You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver or in blood.
Our ballista, your command.
See if he's hid any coin in his pockets. Or his owls.
Keep calm, Tiberius.
Armor won't save.
Go, hop, hop.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
We got a job to do.
What do you want of me?
I mean, I'm doing this round completely wrong.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league
So I've been trying to figure out how to unwrong it. If you're wondering.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target. Thing about slings, they hide well.
Yeah, no, that's game. Or I won? Holy crap. I let two wagons go? I thought I lost.
The Queen's company defeated the bandits and recovered the loot. Silver chalices, reliquaries lined with mother of pearl, gold-embroidered robes.
The priestesses would be grateful to have their treasures returned, Your Grace. They would pray ardently for your victory.
Reynard opined.
Yet, you could also keep the silver, expend it on the war effort. And who's to say which, prayer or coin, would be more useful?
What would you guys do? As he laughs evilly. I have no idea who, Thor. Fine, it will be nice.
Hard times the realm now endures.
The Queen said, after a pause.
Yet this can't justify a lapse in principles. No. We must defend them all the more.
Meve ordered everything returned to the priestesses. All of it, down to the last gulden. Moved by the Queen's gesture, some of the novitiates joined Meve's ranks, aiming to bring succor to any Lyrian wounded in battle. Queen and company rode off, with no gold to show for their toil, but most certainly richer in spirit.
AKA, we have more cards. I'll take it. I'm going to read this one out loud. Once you've relieved the pious priestesses of their unnecessary baubles, make your way south to the estate of Lord Clayton. Word's got around that he's raised quite the sum of the dowry for his not-so-comely daughter, but can love truly be bought upon a mound of coin? I think not. Let's save the poor lad from an unhappy marriage, shall we? Your Duke of Dogs, Earl of Mutts, High King of Huckleberries, His Trampy Highness, His Sparky Lordship.
Sure, you can bind a rabid dog, tie his four legs together, but you'll not stop him from lashing out and biting. Aroo! You've bested us, aye, but you'll not find the Duke of Dogs near as easy prey. Oh, no! Sure, you can bind a rabid dog, tie his four legs together, but you'll not stop him from lashing out and...
Yeah, I would bet money that this Duke is just is on the payroll of someone politically connected and is being used as his, his thug force. Whatever the proper terminology is for that. Okay. So that 125 max is power rating, not number of cards. That's gonna get interesting. What? No. Sure. We'll offer them a custom burial. Although not because the local people demand it, but because in this setting, properly burying people is kind of important. Although I suppose my characters might not know about how that works, but, you know, whatever. I mean, even ignoring the possibilities of stuff getting back up, there's also the problem of, you know, necrophages. We don't really want to encourage more in the area.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Okay. What's up?
Pay's late. Again.
That is not. I totally just paid you. I mean, hi.
Give me a target.
Good morning, Bergwin. Damn, put out another one.
Arbalist to your command.
I love how harpies are just friggin' murlocs is what they are. I know, it's weird, right, Kay? It's almost like the planet is actually round.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Just, I think I've pushed as far as I really can. I want to do one last thing.
Armor won't serve.
So, more harpies. I guess we're done. Okay, so pass. So let's get rid of all those friggin' harpies. No, I'm good. Yeah, there's a harpy. Of course there's a harpy. Why wouldn't there be a harpy?
Tell me you jest.
Can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I love harpies, man. Just, they're the best. So let's see what Blitz does.
Left, right, left, right.
Nothing, apparently. It's Blitz. Oh, it's an order.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
A lesson in humility coming now.
Oh, god dang it. I completely screwed that up. I meant to play him last, not first. Whatever.
Aye.
Transform all harpy eggs into harpies. Cute.
Ah, should've listened to me, old lady.
And a griffin. What's griffin do? Move a random enemy to the opposite row and damage all enemies on it by 1. Cute.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
There's another griffin. They really like their griffins, don't they?
We must trust each other.
Did that. Well, that's all I got, so let's see how this works out. Fortune smells upon us. This priestess has bought my story, blubbering and all. They accepted me as a pupil, but getting my hands on the cellar key was the tricky part. Still, I've gotten it now, too. They've riches stacked to the ceiling. Gods be praised indeed. Wait for me tomorrow night at the foot of the embankment on the south wall. I'll carry what I can manage. P.S. Keep an eye out. Probably just a wives' tale, but I got word some kind of nastiness has taken root in the wood. Nah. Hope you enjoyed that death, buddy. You probably deserved it. Being honest with ourselves. So, how much is this like King's Bounty for anybody who's played that series? Remember, I have not, so... I keep wanting to hit Control S to save. But it's saving constantly, so there's not really a reason for me to do that. Let's see, what am I doing up here? Ah, yes. A puzzle quest.
The dead, as they rest, are disturbed. Something digs up their graves, opens their tombs. The dead, as they rest.
That's fine.
Something digs up their graves, opens their tombs.
So we can rob the tomb and lower our morale, or seal up the tomb and increase morale. Yeah, sure, fine. We're about to fight a puzzle boss. That totally counts, right? Oh, constantly, Savicom. Like, I keep trying... My hands are twitching towards saving constantly. I've been doing that before almost every fight, too. Like, right. So anyways, there's some undead things. I don't know what they are because I'm not a Witcher. So we need to weaken them to 1 power.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
I'm sorry, that just really amused me.
Arbalista, your command. Armor won't say.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I have to reduce them to 1. Reducing them to 0 does not count. That's cute.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
I agree with you on that, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. The vampires... if you remember, I gave a story negative to the vampires in Witcher 3. Because they're just stupid.
Give me a target. Arbalista, your command. Armor won't say.
If you insist.
Yep, no, I'm right.
One vote.
I recounted like 3 times in my head. I'm like, wait, is that going to be correct? Because am I an idiot? I might be an idiot. That was fun. I like that. I mean, I kind of like the puzzle maps in general, but what the hell do I know? Manually crafted custom challenges? Of course I like that. Okay, so now that's done. What? I missed loot? Guys, I missed loot.
Your Majesty, you return. Our prayers have been answered.
Yeah,
May the
yeah.
Mother Goddess watch over you.
Blah, 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 blah. I saved your worthless and insignificant life. You're welcome. God. I'm queen. I don't got time for the regular people. What do you think I am, a human being? I'm in the wrong areas where I am. Got it. The pathfinding does not know how to pathfind. That's good to know. So pathfinding equals no. It's a bit of a shame, actually. Okay. Now we have to kill Fibra. I mean, Kay. Oh, I got another puzzle battle, so sure. Let's do that one. That's a good question. Is there a walk faster? I have not seen any such thing, so I'm presuming no. So, eliminate all drowners. Do not allow any allies to die. It just takes 1 damage to turn an even into an odd. Okay. Oh yeah, one of the upgrades. You can actually spend resources to increase your walking speed, which is just hysterical. Okay, so... Oh, jeez. Alright, hang on. On every turn, at the start of the turn, if this unit's power is even, switch rows and damage all units on the opposite rows by 2. Oh my god. Yeah, it's already a defeat. Hang on, hang on. Oakley dokely. What's a leeson, Savacom? Is that like when you put bugs and leeches on your skin to make you feel better? Because they do a lot of that.
Arbalist at your command.
I don't know if you noticed, the image for the medic is them getting ready to saw a guy's arm off. Yes, Night Forager. As is my wont. That's not going to do anything. Well, whatever.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Give me a target.
take it anymore.
Okay, no, that is wrong.
Armor won't sir.
Can't take it anymore.
Almost managed that, so I'm doing something wrong somewhere. Like, I feel like I've got the right idea. But I'm screwing up something. I mean, I prefer the games to the books, but I'm probably not the person to ask about that one. Ahem. If you know what I mean. Well, I will generally always prefer a game to any other form of medium because it's interactive, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, gosh. Still haven't seen the show. Every time I see my sister, she's like, "So have you seen the show yet?" And I'm like, "No."
Arbalist at your command. Armor won't save.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Yep, I was right. Basically, I had the right order, but the wrong targets. Like I said, I knew I was close. Damned collectors stopped by Hawksburn again, and once we survive by the skin of our teeth, so our beloved queen can import yet another Zeracanian rug. Devil's taker, I say! Gather anything worth at the cottage and wrap it in greased sheepskin. Take it to the field and bury it. The cursed collectors will have to make do with the pittance we give them. Oh, sweet, we can go rob the dead. As the queen. So what you're saying is we're going to develop calculus. As we're all stuck at home right now, Zillow. Or, you know, whatever we'll call it. Because it'll be something new, obviously. It'll be Calculus 2.0. It's faster and more efficient than previous calculus. There we go. There's the money duly owed your king. Or queen? Whatever. Mulberry, Zillow.
Yes, Your Grace?
It's time I attended to other matters.
I should go. Calculus should be flavored like minted strawberries.
Off to Wetterton, are ye?
I already talked to
Bonnie
you.
tune that. Just the folk will be on shape.
Let's test the rumor. People died. But we got money. You don't like mint? I know a lot of people don't like mint. My own niece doesn't like mint, so I always have to keep that in mind when getting her treats. Hey, Bobby. Yep, nope, I said that right this time. For once. Yeah, I've noticed mint is just a predominant thing with toothpaste. I'm not sure why, really. Me, I love mint stuff. I have an entire thing of mint candy in my fridge right now. And I will slowly be going through it over the course of the next month or two. Ah, screw it. Let's do it. Get a card fragment thing. Strawberry toothpaste? That sounds terrible.
The Lyrians entered the graveyard. Crickets chirped in its tall, windswept grass, and lush green moss covered its crumbling gravestones. Only a fresh bloodstain upon a mausoleum wall suggested that something disturbed the dead in their rest and hunted the living.
Save your tears through earth your grief.
An eerie voice sang, its ghastly lament standing Maeve's hair on end.
Soon your life too shall cease.
Well, yeah, like give it 40 years.
You pass into the eternal glow.
A pockmarked, pustule-ridden creature crawled out from behind some gravestones. It vaguely resembled a shriveled, hunchbacked hag, until its head split into two halves, forming a tooth-spiked maw.
Attack! Everyone!
Oh god, it is Gruntilda. Aha.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Aye.
Oh, wow.
Abel is to your command. Armor won't show.
If you insist.
One bolt.
We managed it anyways, even though I screwed up, so woo.
What was that filth?
Just keep killing it.
Croaked hoarsely
Just
as
keep
the
killing
dying
it.
monster writhed in agony at
Fire. Can we
I
get some
don't
fire
know,
here?
replied Reynard.
But to be safe, I would have the corpse chopped up and burned.
Yes.
Elsewise, we will not be certain it shall not return.
Yes, have it done.
Niamh said, brushing her hair from her beaded brow.
But quickly, lest dusk catch us in this foul place.
The Lyrians soon resumed their march. As they left the cemetery behind them, some believed they still heard the haunting dirge upon the air. Or was it just the wind, whistling past mossy tombstones?
Yay. By the way, Kobe, You never said where you want to put those subs earlier towards if you want to distribute those. Speaking of which, thank you very much, Shadow Machine. Very much obliged and appreciate, sir. Thank you. I'll put that towards Ori and the Doom. Oh, I'm enjoying myself. More than I thought I would be. So this is going to sound like a strange thing, but the biggest reason I haven't gotten into card games in the last 10 years is because one of the biggest appeals for me about card games in general, the CCGs, I should be more clear, is building your deck and customizing your build and your loadout and all that fun stuff, right? That takes a fairly large amount of time investment in learning the cards and learning the combos and coming up with stuff, right? Now, I have done that before. I have done that with 3 separate CCGs back in the day. And, of course, I still know MTG well enough that I could probably build a deck right now based on MTG. I know this because I did it last year when we thought we were going to be playing it in tabletop on Thursdays. So I look at Gwent and I'm like, ugh, because I don't have the time to really delve into the cards to the extent that I would need to actually deck build. So any additional pluses or minuses to consider? I was going to give a plus to interface, and then I thought about it, and I was like, no. Honestly, I'm not super impressed with the HUD. It's not bad, but it's also not what I would call a good HUD. It's just there. The lack of saving hasn't bothered me yet. There it is. Mega Man Zero. You got it, Kobiaga. That actually is already in the vault, so we can totally do that. I am probably going to give additional story positives going down the line, but I want to see where it goes first before I jump the gun on that. The puzzle things, I admit I do enjoy. In fact, I kind of like them more than the regular battles for the most part right now. I want to see where that goes for, but I do have to admit the puzzles are probably, in fact, I should probably jot that down just so I don't forget, but I am leaning towards a plus for puzzle missions? Fights? I don't know. The soundtrack's been pretty decent so far. We'll see what I think of it in 30 hours. Like, I've been told by everyone that this is a long game, so...
As they neared Wetterton, the Queen ordered her company to halt. She then sent men to the town for supplies. Those sent returned more quickly than she'd assumed they would, their satchels empty, their mounts foaming at the mouth.
Your Majesty, the townsfolk have gone right mad. Herded all the elves and dwarves at Market Square. 'Tis a slaughter.
The Queen knew well that if she failed to intervene, the town's streets would flow with non-human blood. Just as she knew her meager force might not subdue an enraged crowd.
But we're still gonna help.
What is your command, Your Grace?
Reynard's question pierced the silence.
What can it be, dear friend?
Answered the Queen, then spurred her mount and rode off towards the town. Her troops followed, running as fast as their legs would carry them. When they passed inside the town gate, they saw corpses lining the gutters. Meve realized she had arrived too late to prevent a tragedy. The crowd was drunk on blood. Its rage would need to be quelled with an iron fist.
I am totally cool with killing these people. Like, these are my own citizens, and I am still totally cool with killing them because of the pogrom. I just want that to be clear. Yes and no, Plutonia. I stopped enjoying the music in Mechanicus and started drowning it out after a while.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones!
Yeah, first we're gonna bury your victims, then you're gonna die.
Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Interesting, Mr. Floyd.
Can't take it anymore.
See, that's not gonna do anything, though. So I think I just failed the mission. Yeah, let's just restart right now.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones. Reynard, who's...
Oh yeah, skip a little cutscenes.
We must put a stop to it.
Can't take it anymore.
Step away! Reynard. So much hatred.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Company! We will strike the largest clusters!
That's not gonna work either.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down.
I felt like I was gonna be one short doing the previous strat. I might have been just counting wrong.
Who started this? I must... So much hate.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Her Majesty is... We will strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
Just not, I'm right. I'm one short. See? Still doesn't work.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the... Reynard. Who So much...
Can't take it anymore.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Her Majesty knows what we will strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
No, don't apologize. I'm still not getting it, because that's still wrong.
Step away, or see your head.
I mean, okay, sure. I'll put all cards up top.
Reynard. So.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Company! We will strike them!
Okay, so I have to fire now, or I lose. So I fire, and it doesn't do enough damage, and I lose. I've got to be missing something here. And it's probably something really stupid.
Step away! Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Her Majesty knows we will strike
Oh,
the largest cluster.
that's...
Disperse the mob.
You're right, Fibbers. That's exactly what I was missing. I thought he only did it for his row. That's what I was missing. Like I said, I knew I was missing something stupid. So for those of you wondering why that took me so long, I assumed Reynard here only refreshed the orders of his row. That's why I was so stuck on that. So now we just move them forward, and we win.
God save us! There's killing everyone! Run for your lives!
Happily, Meve restored order without suffering any losses. Reynard then learned that a nobleman's ire had triggered the violence, ire at having discovered a theft.
Suspicion fell on the non-humans he employed. He accused them, they protested, and the row soon engulfed the town. But there's something else, Your Grace.
Reynard gestured towards an aged man who stood grieving, his face in his hands.
I've witnesses who claim the strays of Sparla are the thieves.
Though the tragedy seemed the result of a misunderstanding, justice would have to be served. Those responsible for the slaughter would need to be punished. The question was, how severely?
Just kill them all.
Your excuses I cannot accept,
said the Queen.
The vipers who called for the slaughter, they will hang. The rest...
Majesty!
A townswoman fell to Meve's feet.
Mercy, please! 'Twere words taken wrong, a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? To don another's cape, pay out insufficient change. These are misunderstandings. What happened here was criminal, and you'll be punished as criminals.
The condemned were hanged at once, without regard to the protests of kith and kin. Those non-humans who had managed to hide and survive made a most generous donation in gold to bolster the Queen's force. I'd like to say Wetterton's small melting pot of races lived on in harmony. Yet alas, I'm not in the habit of propagating untruths.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's a misunderstanding that led us to massacre people. I don't even know how many people, just people. Piss off, lady. Be thankful I can only kill you once in this setting. Well, I would talk to that guy, but apparently that's not happening.
You hanged good folk today, ma'am. And for what? Because they came to the end of their tether?
They murdered people.
You hanged good folk today, ma'am.
It actually amuses me how they're upset that I killed murderers. By definition, mass murderers. Fine.
Well. Seems humans are near the same after all.
Well, nothing left in Wetterton for me now. Close me shop and share the road with you.
I mean, boo-hoo, Black Bile? Yeah, I could literally just burn this town to the ground, and nobody would bat an eye.
Those bandits, dressed as demons they was. Horns on their heads and pig snouts instead of noses.
In Forgotten Realms you can, Lord Harrimont.
Those bandits, dressed as demons they was. Horns on their heads and pig snouts instead of noses.
+1 recruit. Yeah, sure. Take a rest. I'm slowly growing to like the map. When I first saw it, my first thought was, oh god. But as I've been looking at it a bit more, I do have to admit that it's actually better than I thought, mostly because it's accurate. Like, if we zoom in here, you can see, you know, most of the paths are actually where they are, and you can actually see, like, okay, well, I want to go up here, and this is going to be up here, and blah, blah, blah. So it is a proper map. So it's kind of growing on me.
Off to the nuptials, ma'am. Or to cross this bridge here. Ride on straight as piss. An arrow.
Speaking of which, so that's Lord Clayton. Probably not, considering we're literally a queen, Consul Hot. I mean, you could probably be an evil queen. Although you notice the dialogue options just pop up and say you chose one evil over another.
The Queen rides hither.
You know.
The Queen. She'll smite the bandits. Save us, one and all.
That's my job. No, seriously.
The Queen rides hither. The Queen. She'll smite the bandits. Save us, one and all.
Actually, while we're here. Hey, Kay, who do you prefer? Yennefer or Trish? Well, I noticed Huthor and Kay were arguing about the show and the books, and I thought I'd just add more fuel to the fire. Hey, Huthor, who do you prefer? Yennefer or Triss? I'm sorry, I'm just being a dick. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. By the way, the answer is Yennefer. But, So, that, has a cooldown of 3, boosts an ally by 4, gives it an armor, and triggers all loyalty. This has a cooldown of 3. Move a card in your deck to the top and strengthen it by 3, and then trigger all allies' loyalty abilities. Sure, we'll try that out for a bit. Look, all I want to know is, does Yennefer have... Is she hideously ugly and have a massive humpback in the show? Because that's all that really matters. I've been liking it quite a bit, Tigzar. For now. What? What? How can she be Yennefer if she's not hideously ugly? I don't know if I'd use the word evil, Mr. Floyd, but it is kind of messed up. Flog a cow and her ilk, and you'll get blood in place of milk. Eliminate the deranged cow. Do not let other cows perish. Use your leader ability. Okie dokie. After 2 turns, destroy the lowest cow. If there are multiple, damage only 1. Oh my god, so we have to hurt a cow. Oh my jeez. Okay. Okay. Well, what is this guy? Still don't know how that works. Go away.
Again and again and again.
One bolt. Give me a target.
Yes, I know that, Kay. That's why I made the joke.
We must trust each other.
Ours is not to reason why.
Because he's a different character from the books, Kay. No, really. Aragorn is a completely different character in the books. Magic the Gathering, the Star Trek CCG, or TG, or whatever I want to call it, and the Star Wars one, the original one. Those are the 3. I never played the Star Wars one or the Star Trek one past high school. I kept playing Magic the Gathering up until pretty recently, really. Hell, I still have most of my main decks.
Left, right, left, right.
One bolt I need. Give me a target.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Ours is not to reason why.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't say.
There we go. I do like these puzzle battles, I'll admit it. These are probably going to get a plus. I'm going to relate this to StarCraft. Any of you guys play StarCraft? Or StarCraft 2? Anybody? Nobody? Well, I've been meaning to tell you I'm actually secretly from the clan Washington. Well, I know you've never heard of it, Huthor. It's from this little-known esoteric indie company called Actiblizzard or Blizzactivision, Blizzavision, whatever the heck we're calling it these days. It's not orcs in space. It's much more sophisticated. Now, I like StarCraft, but if I had a choice between here's another mission in which you have a base and the enemy has the base, or here's a manually crafted mission which has specific objectives and style and design to it, I'd take the latter just about every time, right? And I bring that up because that's what these puzzle missions are. Manually crafted specific objective missions, as opposed to here's another enemy to defeat. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with enemy to defeat, but I do always appreciate and enjoy that kind of... I don't know what to call it. Gimmicky, unique, manually crafted content. I don't know what else to call it. So yeah, let's go talk to the happy people.
Good folk, the Queen's returned. Welcome her we must. Tribute in hand.
Maeve's ear suddenly caught brisk music and voices raised in song. She had no doubt. A wedding ceremony had just begun in a hamlet just off the high road. When the bride's father spotted the royal retinue, he rushed up to beg the Queen to bless the newlyweds. Maeve obliged cordially. Encouraged, the father boldly invited Maeve and her court to join in the festivities.
You'd do us a right honour, my lady. And your men would bolster their strength afore to march ahead. We beg ye, eat, drink, and rejoice with us.
What do you guys think? Should we join the merriment? I don't mind standard gameplay, as long as the standard gameplay is good, but, like, I don't know. I just have a preference for, you know, the unique stuff, the manually crafted stuff. It's one of the reasons I like DOS 2 better than Pillars of Eternity, to use another example of what I'm talking about. We do have things to do. Like have booze! I mean, I can't deny the troops booze, they'd rebel.
I haven't slippers to dance in, but I trust I'll manage somehow. Lead on, good man.
The nuptials took place in the shade of a vast oak tree. Then the newlyweds and their guests walked in procession to a barn adorned with flowers. An uproarious celebration ensued. As she watched her soldiers dance shoulder to shoulder with peasants, Maeve felt a surge of pride at being their queen. The heart of Lyria. It beat most powerfully here, not in the gilded halls of palaces. Suddenly a cry went up as strange armed men rushed into the yard.
There's the lass! Grab her!
Before anyone could stop them, the bandits took the bride and fled into the woods. The drums and fiddles, suddenly silenced, were now replaced by weeping, moaning, angry calls for pursuit.
Of course.
Deep grief upon his face, the host turned to Maeve with a plea.
Milady, we beg of you, help us!
Nah. Like, I like how after all that you can just be like, nah.
We'll not leave you wanting, good man.
Shouted the Queen, slipping her feet into her stirrups.
Follow me! Yeah!
The earth trembled beneath the weight of horse and hoof. Tankards laid out for a midnight toast to the bride and groom clinked prematurely in the quake, and the Lyrians charged forth into the dark wood.
It's one of the things I like about FF9, actually, Huthor, is that exact thing.
Oh, to be young again. Heart bursting with love.
That's not love. That's cholesterol!
Ah,
Our queen! Why, pretty as a painting she is.
I'm sorry, Tixar. I will do my best to entertain you. As I often try. Hang on, let's get the loot. Very important. My heart aches, but I cannot seek away. So many have arrived at the village, it's become impossible to slip away unnoticed. I spun a tale for my nosy aunties to escape, even for this briefest of moments. I managed to sneak some silverware under my dress, but I think it's best to leave it here now and return once the hysteria has died down. Soon we'll begin our new life! Hey, where's all our money? Oh, the queen took it. Oh my god.
The queen rides hither. The queen. She'll smite the bandits. Save them.
There we
Though
go.
the Lyrian cavalrymen had imbibed spirits throughout the night, they not only managed to stay upright in their saddles, but even gained on the bandits and cut off any chance of escape.
So they're better than the Swedish cavalry. I'm sorry. That's a roundabout joke there. Prevent the abductor from reaching the right side of the row. You see, that's why more main characters in RPGs should be kings or queens, because then they can take everything and nobody will care. Whatever.
Stop them!
Every turn, move to the right. Whatever takes damage, move to the left. 25 armor. I believe it's the Great Northern War? Russia and Sweden? Back when Sweden was an empire. That would be correct, Dakota. The war that technically the Ottomans ended, but let's not get into that.
Yeah, yeah!
Wow, that's a mean card.
We'll catch 'em all!
One bolt I
This could hurt.
Oh, that's...
We must stop them.
That's great.
If you insist.
Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
I always knew you were pure evil, Mr. Pinkerton. It's okay. I don't blame you.
I'm a boss.
There.
We have them, Your Majesty!
Neve's troops defeated the bandits and rescued the bride. Only to be surprised. For the maiden fair dropped to her knees and burst into tears of sorrow, not joy.
Weep not, child.
The queen said, placing her arm upon her shoulder.
It's over. You're free.
Nay, not so, Your Majesty. Milady, I've no love for Jan. No wish to wed him. It's my father. My family forced me. My heart's fimbers. He arranged the masquerade. I beg ye, if you've 1 ounce of kindness, if you've a heart, let us leave this place together and free.
Unfortunately, I don't have an ounce of kindness. Am I just gonna have to, like, is this the kind of stream? Like, am I gonna find... I haven't pulled this out in a while here. Is this the kind of stream this is gonna be? Do I need to just have this here? Please, your majesty! Don't worry. You will be united with him forever. Never again will you know the pain of leaving your love. What? No, of course not, Fibris. Why would I ever have this sword? It's just... You're seeing things. Don't worry about it. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm just going to keep that handy right there. Then I turn to the lover, and now it's your turn. And then they could serve me forever. Together. I'm a romantic at heart.
This scheme you've pursued, I can't condone. Folk have been wounded. Some might have died.
Said the Queen.
Yet, equally, I cannot let others force you to marry.
So, may we go, Your Grace?
You may. Fast as your legs will carry you, afore I've a change of heart.
Though none dared utter a word of chagrin, Meve sensed her subjects' bitter gazes upon her. At the first light of the morn she left, without so much as a nod goodbye.
Piss ants. It's more like, how dare they care? Boost the lowest ally by the power of the highest ally. I think I'm gonna get rid of the tonic and replace it with that. Although tonics don't build into the max apparently, so we're good. I sometimes wonder if fantasy alcohol tastes better than real life alcohol. Weird things I think about. Like, you ever wonder what mana-infused wine tastes like? No, it's just me? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm going to ask an extremely stupid question. Where do I upgrade her? I know it tutorialized it, and apparently I've forgotten it. Like, I saw the upgrade for move speed. Well, there's only one her here. So I build the building. Oh, there it is. It's workshop. Okay. Let's go talk to those peasants. Hey, we saved your Your wife to be. Now you're going to give me all your gold as compensation for the time of the soldiers you used.
Oh, poor Jan. I pity the lad. True, he's no looker, but he's got an heart of gold.
Apparently not. Fine, I'll give you money for it. We now have a Lyrian horn. Yay. Okay. What? Oh, duh. Uthor, would you get these peasants to stop crying? I don't care how. Yes, thank you, Uthor. Very much obliged. It's so hard to sleep with all of them sobbing constantly. God. How do they live with themselves? I just know Uthor's trying to get Platty to poison me. Oh, that's true. I keep forgetting that. Thank you for reminding me, Uthor. And now I'll just... No, I'm awake. This entire city must be purged. How could you even say that? There's got to be another way. Oh god, the Servitors thing has written. Whoops, that has returned to haunt me. Fine, we'll get this now. What? No. Okay, what do we got? Any resources I missed? That appears to be a no. Oh, okay. Let me just save here. I mean, I'm not sure actually, Uthor. I don't see a save thing. Oh my god, why is that stupid exclamation point still there? Actually starting to piss me off. Oh, there's the save indicator, so I'm gonna go with yes. Ah, scouts take money, of course they do. Looks like it's based around you, which actually makes a lot of sense. I don't care that I have a new card. Oh my god, what? What new card? Here, yes, there. Okay, are we done? Oh my god. There. We no longer have any new cards. Why is it still there? It's like when you have your icons, right? And you pull something up, and there's just this exclamation mark there, and it won't go away. And like, no, I've already checked. And it's like, no, there's something you missed. There's something there, and you're not sure what it is, but yeah, you missed it, so you need to click this. Surely I can't be the only person that aggravates. Okay.
You spy that column of smoke? Gods damn it! Make haste!
Well, okay.
As the Clayton estate appeared from behind a tree line, the Queen and all in her retinue knew at once they had arrived too late. A veritable swarm of bandits milled about the yard.
Who have we here?
Well, take a gander, lads. The Queen herself has deigned to come and see us.
See you, then kill you.
The strays of Sparla. 'Tis you who lead them. 'Tis you they call the Duke of Dogs.
Aye, 'tis I they dub so. And in other pleasant ways. Prince of Pariahs, Thane of Thieves, Baron of Brigands, and Marquess of Mendacity.
Colourful titles all, yet you omit one. Common cutthroat!
I beg your pardon and cry foul! I am anything but common.
You needn't get excited, Caldwell. Where is Lord Clayton?
Sadly, my lord's no longer with us. Turned us away, you see. Denied us hospitality. A sacred right, after all. Angered the gods mightily, I expect, as he promptly met a tragic end.
Did you notice the guy pissing in the background?
I've heard enough. To arms! Attack!
Just want to draw your attention to that. Optional. Eliminate the Duke of Dogs. Story battle.
Ho, lads! What say we throw this queen a ball?
Hey, Zero.
Aye.
Yeah, yeah!
Should have listened to me, old lady.
This could hurt.
Stand back! 'Tis some alchemical concoction!
Watch your heads!
No time for that!
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
Go, hop, hop!
One bolt's all I need. Well, well, my congratulations.
Left, right, left, right.
Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Floyd.
Give me a target.
Catch 'em all! Her Majesty is exceptional.
What do you want of me? You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Arbalist at your command.
Again and again and again.
Well, I guess we win the old-fashioned way. Oh well.
Bravo, Your Grace. Well played.
I can't say the same for you, I fear. You'd have done better to die in battle. Bound for Lyria now, where the hangman will have his way with you.
Splendid! I've ever wished to see the capital.
Quite certain of yourself, you seem.
Many afore you have braided nooses for me, Your Grace. Yet as you see, my neck's straight as a pike.
My threats are never hollow. And if it's an escape you weigh, well, we've yet to see any man abscond from the dungeons of Lyria Castle.
I'd hope so. For to be known as second just wouldn't be worth the trouble.
And I noticed killing him now is not an option, because we have no brain.
Ugh. Take him away.
As soldiers placed the Duke of Dogs in shackles, there was a sudden commotion. A messenger rushed in, sweaty, gasping for air, smelling of smoke and blood. His gaze spoke terror.
Your Majesty, graces. Nilfgaard's crossed the Yaruga. Black-clad hordes. Villages burn. Folk lie murdered.
Nilfgaard! Gods help us!
They march for Dravograd. Prince Willem, he can't hope to arrive in time with aid. Help us. You must.
Dravograd. Blast it all. Listen close, soldier. You're to take a fresh mount, ride hard back to your commander and say the Queen comes to repel the foe.
Your Grace, begging your pardon, our force. We aren't many. Let's send for reinforcements first. Elsewise...
Reynard, I've seen Nilfgaard's trebuchets at work. Should we delay until we're stronger, they'll leave no stone standing in Dravograd. We must ride for the town at once.
As her men prepared to march, Meve climbed the manor's tower. Smoke rose in columns in the distance. As more black pillars appeared one after the other, she knew they meant another home, another barn, another mill was in flames. Tears welled in her eyes, yet they were tears of anger.
Bastards. If it's war they seek, it's war I shall bring them. Reynard, prepare to ride!
I'm just curious. Basically, I'm just curious how much this game lets us. Can we join Nilfgaard in this particular setup? Like, how much are we allowed to alter the timeline here? Oh, right. This one. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna use that one. No, I'm not really expecting an answer. I don't even know which card is doing it, so we're just going to do this over every card. Bit by bit, just to make sure. Ah, there it is. It's little blue things. I see it. Oh, thank God it's gone. Thank you, Nero says. You have just saved me aggravation, sir. Well, whatever, let's loot. Loot, loot, loot all day long.
First bandits, now this. Misfortune does indeed come knocking twice.
In hobnailed boots, tramping upon my land. Nilfgaard shall regret this. I swear on all that is sacred and blessed.
We will join Nilfgaard, no matter the cost. Wait. I suppose that's fair, Huthor. It's not like there's one Rome.
Suddenly, Meave's force found itself marching straight towards a Nilfgaardian company. To the Queen's surprise, the invaders did not immediately assume battle formation. They proceeded instead in her very direction without a sign of panic. The man leading the Nilfgaardians was clad in rich robes. He exuded pride and the scent of musk.
I am Trahaern Vardifir, Your Majesty. I was asked to present your esteemed grace the ultimatum of the forces of the Empire of Nilfgaard.
The envoy cracked the seal on a scroll, unfurled it, took a deep breath, and began to read.
I, General Ardal Ebdahi, demand the immediate and unconditional surrender of Lyria and Rivia. Elsewise, I will burn down every city, town, village, and temple, place all your subjects in chains, and your armed men, defeated and captured, I will hang along the roadsides as a warning to all others in the barbarous north.
As the final threat echoed in Meave's ears, the envoy put away the scroll and stood waiting for her answer, a mocking smile on his face. He allowed himself this insolence, believing the immunity accorded diplomats would shield him from any form of royal ire.
Okay, I've changed my mind. I've decided not to join Nilfgaard. Because, like, what the hell is that? Even when I play conquering games, I am a super conquering force. Like, I love conquering. But I don't walk up to someone and it's like, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so, submit to me in totality, or I will kill and burn everything. That's a Malik thing to do. What the hell is that crap? All people on this planet will immediately submit themselves to my will, or else I will unleash my droids upon you. I mean, well, it's not even submit. It's unconditional surrender. And I actually know what those words mean. God. Where's my coin? Whoop, whoop. Let's try that again. I really want to attack him. Let's see if there's even a walkthrough through this game out there. There probably isn't, given how little information there is on this game. Hang on. Thronebreaker. Attack Emissary. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Apparently there's some elves. We'll kill those guys later. I mean, save them, save them. I mean, I don't... See, that's what I like to call the troll trap, Uthor. I don't know how to explain it properly, but it's when someone tries to convince you that you shouldn't do what you should do, otherwise you will risk being scorned, right? Like if I was to say... Let's say Uthor's a streamer, and I'm on Uthor's stream, and I'm like... I'm bad at this because I don't think this way, but, you know, Uthor sucks and he's dumb and whatever, and you can tell he's dumb and stupid because he's probably going to ban this message, or he's probably going to block me, or something like that, right? And that's the trap, because that way, Uthor will think, well, I better not block him, I better not ban him, because then it'll look like he's right, and then I can just sit there and continue to mock him and make fun of him and be a troll, right? I admit I have a little bit of trouble with those kind of people myself. I usually give them a lot of leeway before I finally ban them. I actually banned one who was a 7-year troll in my show, no joke, just a few months ago, because I realized what am I freaking doing and just banned his ass. Because he was doing the troll trap. So...
His Excellency speaks true. We Nordlings are barbarians, without exception,
answered the Queen. Though her voice was calm, most of those listening shuddered inside.
We neither hold nor honor the standards of the civilized world. Among them, the immunity of envoys. At the...
That is true, Zalog. But no, I...
Savagery! Barbarous! Do attack an emissary!
Yes, Savacom.
Left, right, left, right.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Cool.
Ah!
I thought I... Whatever. Yeah, exactly, Uthor. It's okay, I'm sure Rivia is going to have a long and prosperous history after this.
Our ballista, your command.
Ah. Hang on.
This is savagery!
I mean, I don't mind yay ponies, but, you know, I do like comments. I'm not sure. Okay, so.
Left, right, left, right.
Oh, I'm sure, Dakota.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Arbalist to your command.
He does have a very punchable face.
Armor wars.
What's the max width for a row? Because it's 9 or 10. Anybody? It is 9, that's what I thought.
Company! Forward march!
That's all I got. I lose.
This is savage.
Thought I had the right idea there.
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
Pays late. Again.
It is not.
Left, right, left, right.
I'm gonna be 5 damage short. Oh.
My lady, your majesty, you must stop this!
Give me a time. Arbalist to your command.
We must trust each other.
Okay, that was way easier than I thought it was. I could almost have...
escort crumbled beneath the onslaught of Maeve's Lyrians, who grabbed the emissary and brought him before their queen. Robes torn and head blooded, he no longer exuded imperial pride.
Your Grace, what would you have us do with this pompous arse?
You guys said I couldn't kill him. Well, we could kill him. We could kill him. He could be dead. Yes, yes. Where's my sword? I mean, I actually really like the idea of, you know, and then sending him back as an undead minion. But obviously that's not on the board. It's not on the table.
I want him shackled in iron collar and manacles. To the capital we shall take him, and in the castle dungeon he shall taste of northern hospitality.
The envoy's jaw opened, but no sound, no protest came forth. The queen's irate stare drilling into him, he simply swallowed audibly. Traherne var Fetifir, usually silver-tongued, remained utterly silent the rest of the way to the capital.
I know, Uthor, I know. And it really sucks that there's no necromancy in this setting, honestly. I mean, how can you even have... How am I supposed to get up there? There's no proper necromancy. Let's use that more correctly. Yeah, I think I'm going to capture him back. I was just double checking. Like you do. Oh god, necromancy in Arcanum, that's... It's a thing. Sure. I could always use more recruits. Spotted a couple of teenagers back there. Look like they're bored. They should join the army. Oh, hey, it's the Nilfgaardian camp. Let's ignore that for the moment. There go my dreams of joining the Nilfgaardian Empire. If only they'd sent someone with a brain to try and recruit me properly, rather than Darth Malicking it up. Like, you don't join Darth Malik. That's just stupid. I mean, unless you're faking it to infiltrate, but that's kind of risky. You know, the whole mind reading thing. Yeah, this doesn't feel like tactics. This feels like A-moving. Oh, this is a normal battle. So one thing I've noticed is that the battle arena is different depending on what we're fighting. The most obvious change was actually the necrophages, but you know.
Ah, should have listened to me, old lady.
Yeah! Yeah!
101, 102, 103.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
I screwed that up. I should have been able to kill all of them. But I screwed up. Actually, that's a good time to do that, but not for 3 turns. So, instead we'll do this.
Again and again and again.
Oh, well, okay. Then I will pass. Yeah, didn't 2 end with like, oh my god, the war started, or something of similar like?
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Like, I have memories of that. I try not to remember Witcher 2.
154.
He's still counting. I mean, was war with Germany around the World War II era inevitable? That's a bad example.
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
Retreat!
No, cancel. Cancel! God damn it, I can't cancel? Fine.
What? Who dares?
Left, right, left, right.
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
Nom, 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 Carwelos. Yeah, how do you divide the North? By sitting back and watching.
Armor won't serve.
Hertha.
Life is mine now.
No, the North is Europe, I would say, honestly. Like Eastern Europe. Think Austro-Hungarian Empire, except at the height of its divisiveness. Divisiveness, excuse me. Screw it.
One bolt.
I guess I will also A-move.
Yes.
Off to the front yet again.
Give me a target.
Estella Teufel! Help God!
You think we got this one, guys?
In retreat!
Her Majesty is exceptional.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
I guess that'll do.
In Hertha.
It'll have to do because I'm done.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Yes.
New orders? No? Ah.
A bunch of dead black ones here. Let's loot their camp. From the Duke to the Grand Chancellor, commander of the Army Group East. Oh, excuse me. From the Duke, who is the Grand Chancellor, commanding group of the Army Group East, to Colonel Eowyn. Your priority is the capture of Dravograd. Seizing the city in the war's first days grants additional clout behind our allies in their negotiations with the Lyrian nobility. What negotiations? You needn't lose peace of mind over Queen Meve. According to our reports, she's just crossed the border with an insignificant military force. She poses you no threat. I mean, you know, obviously Queen Meve is not going to turn the war here, but that is amusing, given where we found that. Well, I do hate you, Lord Aramont, but that's not why. It's because just your brother is just such a better... Or I guess it's not really your brother. You know what I mean? He's such a better choice for king.
Gazing towards the horizon, the Queen spotted Lyrian banners whipping about in the wind.
At long last,
She said with a smile. Meve resolved to speak with the commander, one Baronet Eldar. It was the first time they met, and the youth very much impressed her. Yet instead of questioning Eldar about the foe's troop movements, Reynard took the conversation down a seemingly irrelevant path.
And how's your father, if I may ask? In good health, I hope?
Yes, though he still nurses that bump he suffered while hunting last winter. Yet he's not one to complain. I'll tell him you asked.
Irritated at the trivial nature of the conversation, Meve gave her horse a dose of her reins and cantered off. Once Eldar and his men were safely behind them, she took Reynard aside.
Reynard, this is no time for gossip and pleasantries. We are at war.
Yes, Your Majesty. And in such times, little should be taken at face value. Even a man's name.
Get to the point, Reynard.
Eldar's father died a month past. His son, I venture, should have known as much.
But that means... Oh, the bastard. Impeccable accent, though.
I fear he's rather representative of what we face. Nilfgaardian spies are ever well prepared.
Tell me, how did you know?
He wears no mourning on his armor. Were it not for that, I dare say I might never have guessed. What are your orders, Your Grace? To observe these Nilfgaardian mummers?
So, what do you know? Actual tactics. Huh.
Assemble a force. Tell them to follow our new allies. Observe them closely.
As you wish, Your Grace.
Reynard's scouts did as ordered, watching the false Lyrians while themselves remaining unseen. Soon after, a scout returned with news that the false Lyrians seemed headed for Rastburg, a castle several leagues to the north.
House, barn, granary.
Funnily enough, Witcher 3 very briefly covered Nilfgaardian spies, too. They were... pretty competent, from what I saw.
The false Lyrians approached Rastburg Castle. They sought to convince the defenders to open the gate. As their commanders negotiated with the commander on the ramparts, the remaining infiltrators crouched hidden behind a wall, awaiting the signal to rush forth.
Time for Baronet Elder to join his falsely claimed father.
muttered the Queen.
Follow me!
Actually, competent spies are terrifying. You ever play Master of Orion 2 as the spy race? Because that's fun.
They found us! Säga not to lead!
Oh no, they're secretly the bad guys. Ah, Dijkstra. What? Why can't I play any... Oh, never mind, I'm just being weird. Alright, so let me think how I want to do this. Let's front load that.
I'm coming.
In fairness, one of those trusted officers was actually a trusted officer. The other one, you know, she was a total twat, but let's not get into that. Yeah.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
God!
No, we are not self-destructing.
Arbalist to your command.
Alba!
Armor won't say.
No spies. Didn't we do a spy deck when we were playing Witcher 3? Like when we played legit? I feel like I've done that at least once. Like a spy-heavy deck. It was fun. And I'm pretty sure it was Nilfgaardian.
Elherzer.
That was a good time for it.
Yes.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Excellent, Seifel!
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Brach! Scheiß! In Trey!
Now I'll pass.
Off to the front yet again.
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
Almost didn't I almost got rid of all his stuff. Wait, what? Oh, there's no rounds. Okay, I didn't realize there was no rounds. That's my fault. My fault. Okay.
They found us!
To thee, Nigloire!
Help!
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots.
Yes, I know I screwed that up.
Nilfgaard!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
In retreat!
Aye.
Alba!
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Brach! Scheiß! In Trey!
Off to the front yet again.
One boat.
Quiet! Or the Commissar will hear. What? Who dares?
Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
Left, right, left, right.
Eddie Gloire.
Again and again and again.
Company! Forward march!
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Yes?
Armor won't save them. Should have listened to the old lady.
The castle is secure, Your Grace.
The Nilfgaardians found themselves in a clinch. As boiling oil and tar rained down on them from the walls, they attempted to retreat. Yet Meave's halberdiers cut off their path, and at the fight's end, Meave was victorious. The garrison commander now knelt by the body of the purported Baronet Eldar, in truth a Nilfgaardian spy. He shook his head in disbelief.
He addressed me by name. Knew our watchwords. Why, if you hadn't come along, Your Grace, I fear even to think on it.
Let this be a lesson, then. Trust no one, not a living soul.
Though victory was theirs, the Lyrians left Rasburg in mightily low spirits. They now knew well that Nilfgaard's spies were no less a threat than its heavy cavalry, than its war machines that spit fire.
Milady, if I may, the enemy yet lurks. You must bolster your force. You must incorporate a detachment from my unit.
Well, I mean, if you insist.
Time's the world a day. Can't even tell friend from foe. Treachery round every corner.
I know, right?
Black lads may have more mounts and machines, but they've no honor, not an ounce. Watch your back, man. Can't trust no one these days. Not a soul.
Don't worry, I'm definitely not actually secretly working for the Nilfgaardians.
Black lads may have more mounts and machines, but they've no honor, not an ounce.
So, this isn't the only map. There is no way this is a 30-hour game. Talk to peasant women. But they're peasants! Like, I don't want their peasantry to rub off on me. God, that would be horrible.
Begged him, milady. On hands and knees. They just laughed. We offend their emperor some ways, your majesty. Begged him, milady. On hands and knees. They just laughed.
Well, the good thing is war doesn't bring a whole bunch of necrophages, right? I mean, because that would be horrible. I don't even know of any witchers in this region. Ah, it's not like we need their kind anyways. I know how to kill a vampire. You just drag it out into the sun. Easy peasy. Kill all ghouls. Well, I can't kill Ranzada. He's not a ghoul. Or is he? Guys, could you do me a favor and make sure that Ranzada's not a ghoul? Just real quick. I just want to make sure. And thank you very much for the sub, sir. Obliged as always. Thank you. So this is Ranzada now. Okay, red blood. Thank you very much, Uthor. Appreciate the effort, as always. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, no kidding. Whoop. We'll just leave that up on screen for a bit. I think that's a good thing. Just to leave there. I'm going to go and add a theoretical gameplay plus. This is effectively a side quest plus. I know that doesn't quite apply in the same way, but...
Arbalist at your command. Armor won't sir.
Doodad utilization, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. Looks like I need to do that first. Yeah. So that does target him. I was wondering. And then we lose. I don't know if you know this, Mr. Floyd, but there's many methods by which you can see the document. Just for future reference, I know you're on mobile. There's one of them.
One bolt.
Oh, well,
I think that's a fail.
pay close attention. Hopefully you'll learn something.
In fact, I'm gonna guarantee that's a fail.
Arbalist at your command.
Because that's only going to do 6 damage. See? Thank you very much, Zion Druid. Very much appreciate, sir. Thank you. But now I gotta kill you. I guess I could have Huthor do it. That's kind of what he's here for. Do you prefer Executor or Executor, Huthor? And I will put that towards Jack and Daxter. Thank you, Zion Druid. So anyways, fail. Okay, so what am I doing wrong here?
One bolt. Give me a target.
Nope, that's the same outcome. It's the exact same numbers it was last time.
One bullet's all I need. Give me a target.
Now, see, as soon as that heal goes off, it's over. I've lost. You like the singing here. It's actually probably the only song I don't like in this game so far.
Armor won't save them. One bullet's all I need.
We are once again at 5 damage. I'll go ahead and take hints on this one because it's lunchtime. If anybody... I'm counting in my head if you're wondering what I'm doing here. Oh, you're right. That could hit multiple. I didn't even realize that. Okay.
Give me a target.
So the question now becomes, how do I kill him?
Arbalist to your command.
Before because he gets super strong every 2 turns rather than just every 3 turns. How the heck do I kill him?
Armor won't save. One boat.
Let's see what this ends up being, the numbers. So, 33 and 21. I'm still 2 off, then. If one had attacked him, one attacked him, one attacked him, that would have actually lined up perfectly. The answer can't be to rely on RNG. Just to test. Yep, no, it does get rid of them. Like, that would work, but that is RNG. All 3 of them have to target the right one. Okay.
One boat's all I need. Give me a time. Arbalista, your command.
So I'm gonna RNG. Nope. It all attacked him again. I'm just gonna look it up. I need to go to lunch. So, let's see. Which one is this one? It's not going to tell me the name of the mission. Of course it isn't. Ah, here it is. I found it. I found it. I found it. As much as I'd love to keep banging my head on the wall here, I have lunch to get to. So, what do we got? What am I supposed to do? Okay, we start off by doing this. Heals, then do this on him. This is looking familiar so far. Do another one on him. Then we have her do the thing. Oh, because they always attack the front line. Because, yeah, then we just do 1 damage. Because they're predictable. I will admit, that wouldn't have occurred to me. Okay. The inhabitants of the conquered territories are henceforth informed that any attempt to impede the Imperial war effort will be met with punishment of the highest severity. What am I going to do with these guys? Other than kill them all. And then join them. And then be back in about an hour for lunch.